Howdy folks, SJ Porter here, Little Face Brewing. Let's say we have a brew day. Beautiful January. This will be my first brew day in January. Why don't you come along? Howdy folks, SJ Porter here in Little Face Brewing. First brew day of 2021. What are we going to brew? Reeses Puff Porter. What do you think about that? Saw this on the shelf and at Sam's last time we were in. I'm like, you know what? That would work great with my porter recipe. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's get into it. My hot water out of the HLT, and I'm putting it into the mash tun from the bottom. There. You can actually start to see the water coming up. And I need to run this down just a little more yet. And you can see the water coming up. Very nice. My mash paddle. Get in here and, oh yeah, might be a little on the thin side. While it's mashing, I'm going to go ahead and get the recirc set up so that it's ready to go right off the bat. We'll recirc this probably last 15 minutes or so, and just let it circulate. So I'm going to shoot for like a 75 minute. I'm going to throw some of the wort in here. And we're going to use some iodine reagent solution, and we're going to look to see if we had conversion. So I'm now currently gathering my first runnings. I'm going to let that go kind of at the same deal. That way it doesn't bounce around. And once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and run what's in the HLT into here. I did my iodine test, and seeing that which is hard to do with a dark beer, by the way, but seeing that the iodine where I put it in stayed that kind of looked still iodine, reddish, rust color, and did not turn black. I think my conversion is pretty good. Either way, I'm doing a 90-minute mash and a batch sparge. No, not quote, this is a batch sparge. It's pretty much a straight up batch sparge. Right now I'm doing a circulation of the what's left of my grains, because I want there to be zero sugars left in these if I can absolutely help it. So far so good. I'm excited on how this is working out. Okay, we are into the boil, and so far that's where I am at. So I started the mash at 143, did my circulation of the mash at 245, pulled out my first runnings at 315, put the sparge in to circulate at 325, pulled out the second runnings at 343, started the boil at 416, and that's where we're at now. So the next will be Fuggle at 5 o'clock and Glacier at 5:10 along with the chiller. Alright, well, here comes an interesting part. Chiller's in. Last hop edition is in, so in goes one bag of, there we go, So we're down to the last couple minutes of the boil. All of my hops are in, the cereal is in. The aroma that I'm getting out of the cereal is pretty amazing. So my hope is that that cereal will, that flavor, that aroma will carry through into the beer. That's fingers crossed. We'll see if that happens or not. And we are at flame out. We're actually chilling, actively chilling. 5:20. We've been chilling for 3 minutes, and my temperature is already down to 166 and falling. Jaded chillers are the shit. I'm just saying. They are. Bar none. And that was with me only stirring at one time. Well now, I'm all done. All cleaned up. HLT's clean, mash tuns clean, kettle's clean. They just need to dry. I always like to leave these with the valves open so that they dry out real nice. The beer is in fermenter. Pitched USO 4 in there. And everything else is cleaned up. Got everything piled up on the sink over here to dry. Yeah, when I put the Reese's Puffs in, boy, did that smell come through. My God, that aroma was fantastic. I'm hoping that carries through into the beer. So, yeah, we're going to let this ferment. We'll check back on it tomorrow, see if it's taken off on us. It's just going to be out here in the brew house, sitting right there, ambient. We'll see if we get our, get it, if it takes off. And then after about, I don't know, a week of it being in primary, I'm going to go ahead and throw the Reese's Puffs in. Probably going to use another bag, maybe. We'll see. And then I will pull it out of that into secondary, and I'm going to be as careful as I can. So, we'll see where this ends up. Cheers. Successful brew day. 24 hours later, and we got real nice krausen going. We'll check back in a couple weeks, see how this thing's doing with the secondary, putting the cereal in, and a taste test maybe. That'll be another Homebrew Wednesday. Until then, this is S.J. Porter, Little-Faced Brewing. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. Brew wonderful beer. Cheers.